Hello. Today I'm going to be playing Banished. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to read the tutorials out loud. I'm not really certain what quality this is going to upload in, but I'm going to bet on it being low quality because for some reason, no matter how high quality I compile things, it won't upload in 1080p. So I'm going to actually read things out. Welcome to Banished. In this game, you control a group of exiled travelers who decide to restart their lives in a new land. You'll have to help them survive. They are all doomed. I... They're all doomed. At any time during this tutorial, you can access the options menu by pressing that little door. I don't think I have a key for that. Or escape. Oh, there it is. From the options menu, you can save and load your progress, change settings, or exit the game. First, get familiar with moving around the landscape. You can move the camera around by pressing WAS and D. You can also use the mouse. And use WASD, I think. You can rotate the view using Q or E, or by using the middle mouse button. You can zoom the camera in and out by pressing Insert and Delete, or as I figured out, scroll wheel. Oh, it's also down there. You can change the pitch of the camera by pressing Page Up or Page Down. All the keyboard keys are configurable and can be modified in the options menu. Now that you're familiar with the movement controls, it's time to start playing. The people you control need 3 things to survive: shelter, food, and a way to keep warm in the winter. You might notice that some people have this icon floating above their heads. All of them do. This means that they don't have a place to live. You can provide the townsfolk with places to live by building homes for them. Select homes on the toolbar by clicking the house, and then the other house, and then placing the house. Placing a building will leave a footprint where it will be built. To get the townsfolk to start construction, you'll have to collect wood for the structure and for... I'm terrible at reading out loud. I don't know why. Probably. I don't know. Anyway, expect lots of interruptions. I'm trying to get better at it. Anyway, so they need wood and stone, is what I've gathered from that. You can cut down trees and stuff using these. So I guess that just clear cuts the entire forest. I kinda like the forest though. Oh, the townsfolk will head into that area and start removing the rocks and trees. While they're busy, you can place a stockpile where the citizens will store logs, stone, iron, and firewood. Select storage tools by pressing the barn, and then the pile of logs. Cool. The townsfolk will move the harvested rocks and trees to the stockpile. Once there are materials in the stockpile, the people will move logs and stone to construction locations. While any townsperson can cut a tree or move materials from one place to another, some jobs require specialized workers. In the case of construction, you'll need to assign builders. The gear, and then the arrows and tools, and assign builders. Cool. Builders can now begin construction on the house. Just one house isn't enough. You'll need 3 more houses to get the other families a place to live. Once again, click on the housing tool and build more houses. T and R, right. I took a look at some of the controls before I started, messed with the options a little bit. Sometimes it takes a while for people to do all of the jobs that you have assigned. If you're in a hurry, you can change the game speed, or the speed the game runs at. Try getting used to modifying the game speed. Cool. This game is really cool looking. I don't really have much to say here, so I'm just letting it go by and admiring the game. Okay, great. You've built houses for all the townsfolk. That may have seemed like a lot of work for a few houses, but now you know how to build anything. To build any structure, place a building footprint. The citizens will clear out the area and then collect enough resources to build a structure. As long as there are citizens assigned as builders, they'll take care of the rest. The people are going to need food, otherwise they'll starve. They can acquire food in a variety of ways. They can hunt, gather, fish, plant crops, grow orchards, or raise livestock. If the people are close to starving to death, the hunger icon will appear on their heads. I don't see that yet, so that's good. Since this town is near a river, the easiest way to quickly generate food is to build a fishing dock. Select food production from the toolbar by toolbar by pressing that thing. Oh, where am I? Oh, right. Cool. Most buildings that produce food or other resources require workers. You can assign a fisherman in the same way that you assign builders. Start by selecting the Tools menu. And back to this. How many do we need? Assign 4. 4 fishermen. Okay, so the question mark just means that they don't have a job right now. Any window can be moved around or closed. Cool. Wait until the fishing dock is built. I feel like there need to be hotkeys? There need to be keys that I can press that will speed up and slow down time. Like the, I don't know, sideways arrows, something. If you build roads, people will move slightly faster as they move from place to place. Place roads by selecting the Roads and Bridges thing on the toolbar, and then clicking on a road. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, so I just had to build the whole thing at once. I hope they aren't all gonna be L-shaped. I don't know. There's the overview button, and that just gives us some statistics. You can see in the overview menu, you can see the amount of stored construction materials, wood, firewood, clothing, and tools. You can also see the current population, average health, hearts, and happiness, stars. Or if this is really low quality, the red ones are health, and the yellow ones are, like, happiness. And I guess we'll just try and keep an eye on the stockpile to see that visually, and not in a, like, number that will be too small to see. Yeah. Hopefully this works, though. In the overview, you can see the amount of stored construction materials. Wood... Wait, I just read that. When food and other consumable goods are produced, they will need to be stored somewhere. Until now, the people have been placing everything in the cart that they arrived in. You can place a storage barn that can hold more. Start by selecting storage tools and clicking the barn. Yeah. Wait. Oh, it has to be this way around. Okay. If you look at the overview tool, you can see that there aren't enough logs to build a storage barn. You'll have to cut down more trees for construction to continue. Select Remove Resources by clicking this and harvest trees. Then just clear cut another forest. The people also need a way to stay warm in the winter. The easiest way to do that is to cut logs into firewood. To do this, you'll need a place for a woodcutter to work. Start by selecting. Okay, it says selection, not selecting. Start by selecting the resource production thing. Now click woodcutter and place him here. There we go. The townsfolk are in danger of freezing to death. Or if they are, this icon will appear above their house, or their heads. If they are overly cold, the people will return home or go to the closest warm building they can find. This icon will appear over the homes that don't have any firewood available for heating. Now wait while the storage barn and woodcutter are built. You can use the time tools. Trying to find like a nice angle for everything. There. That looks good. And it's raining. So I should probably point out my plan. I'm going to go through all 4 tutorials. At least I saw 4. I think there are 4. I'm going to go through all four tutorials, hopefully in one episode, maybe splitting it into 2, I don't know. And then we'll go ahead and get started. I might... Well, I already know that's going to be in a separate episode, so if you see this and you have an idea for like a town name, I hope I can name them. It's not a city builder game if you can't name the town. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you can name the towns and ask if you have an idea for a name for a town. Right. Go ahead and leave that in the comments, and I'll try to pick the best. I don't know. Do we have comment voting systems anymore? I think we do. Oh well. If no one comments, which I fully expect actually, I'll just make something up. Oh, it's done. You can always assign workers by using the Professions tool, but you can also change the number of workers when examining the details of a structure. Click on the woodcutter building to view the details. +1. A worker will now start producing firewood. He or she will move logs from stockpiles to the building and cut them to firewood. The rest of the townsfolk will use the firewood to heat their homes. Now that the storage barn is built, the cart that the people arrived with is no longer needed. You can remove it and anything else you build using the destruction tools. And... okay. The workers will remove the inventory from the cart, and then move it to the storage barn. You can use the time tools to change the game speed to your liking. Once the cart has been removed, the tutorial will continue. Okay. Goodbye, cart. With some maintenance and a little luck, a small town like this will survive for many years. The children will grow up, become workers, and have children of their own. New houses can be built, and the town can continue to expand. If at any point you need help with something in the game, or a description of how a building or tool works, you can refer to the in-game help. Cool. Alright then. I guess we'll move on to the next tutorial. As a town grows, additional specialized buildings can help make survival easier. In this tutorial, you'll build work areas for blacksmiths, tailors, herbalists, and foresters. First, place a blacksmith. A blacksmith is used to make tools for the citizens to work with. Start by selecting the resource production, or selecting resource production on the toolbar by pressing that button, and then the anvil. While waiting for structures to be constructed, you can place more buildings, or use the time tools. Next, place a tailor, an herbalist. Wait, where are we? Oh, okay. Okay. And a forester's lodge. Now that the buildings are placed, you can assign workers for each building. Wait, don't they need to be built first? Okay. Three foresters. Okay. Since the blacksmith isn't yet complete, you can use the time tools to speed. Okay. Okay. So they don't need to be done for people to want to work at them. I should point out I really like the architecture here. Just all of the buildings. I don't know if it's architecture or if it's just the style of it, but I really like it. Oh. All workers need tools to effectively do their jobs, or to efficiently do their jobs. If a citizen doesn't have if a citizen doesn't have a tool, the following icon will appear above their head. It's a little pickaxe. Tools eventually wear out and need to be replaced, but the blacksmith can make new tools. Click on the blacksmith building to view its details. The blacksmith will use logs and iron to make new tools. Here you can see the inventory of what the blacksmith has in storage for making tools. If you run out of materials, the blacksmith won't be able to work. Okay. You can also control how many tools to make and put in storage by setting a limit. If the building isn't producing goods because the limit has been hit, the limit icon will appear over the building. Okay. If you can, or wait, you can enable and disable work at a location by toggling the work button. Cool. You can also change the product that the blacksmith makes. Using logs, iron, and coal, the blacksmith can produce steel tools that last a little longer than iron tools. Or last longer than iron tools. Let's make some steel tools, yeah. Click on the tailor building to review its details. During the winter months, townsfolk stay warm by occasionally returning to their heated homes. With the tailor, you can help the workers ward off the cold and stay outside longer by crafting better clothing. The tailor can use leather or wool to make clothes, or a combination of both to make the best clothing. Okay, let's make that. If you run out of the needed materials, the tailor won't be able to work. When this occurs, the following icon will appear above the building. It's a little anti-symbol. Click on the herbalist to view its details. An herbalist will collect herbs from the surrounding forest and help the townsfolk stay healthy. The yellow circle around the ground, or on the ground around the building, shows the area that the herbalist will search for herbs. Citizens need a variety of tools, or of food, to stay healthy, such as meat, vegetables, fruits, and grains. If the townsfolk are not healthy, they are more prone to disease. Herbs collected by the herbalist can be used to keep the townsfolk healthy if their diet is poor. Herbs usually grow near old trees. This is something to keep in mind when you place the herbalist building. Click on the forester lodge. So I'm guessing you don't want to place these two close to each other, like we just did. Rather than constantly clearing areas of trees to produce firewood, the workers of the forester lodge will manage the forest for you. Workers will plant new trees and cut down old trees in an area around the building. The yellow circle marks that out. You can enable and disable the cutting of trees when cutting is disabled. Oh wait, there's a dot there. When cutting is disabled, no trees will be cut down. You can also enable and disable the planting of trees. When planting is disabled, no new saplings will be planted around the building. I don't know why we would do that. I have a feeling firewood is going to be like one of those vital resources. Okay. Foresters will also remove rock and ore that is in their work area to make room for more trees to be planted. By using these buildings, you can help make sure the citizens have tools, warm clothes for the winter, good health, and replenishable forests. Press next to play the next tutorial. Cool. There are many ways to produce food for the citizens of your town. Hunting, fishing, and gathering can be used to harvest... can be used to harvest food from the environment, or you can clear the land and plant orchards, grow crops, and raise livestock. Before food can be produced, you'll need to construct buildings and create areas for food production. You can start by placing a pasture for livestock. Wait, yeah. That was a sentence, okay. Select food production on the toolbar by pressing the apple. Select the pasture, and we're making a pasture. Cool. I feel like it's kind of boring that I'm just sort of reading the tutorials out loud. I don't really get to talk about anything. I'm just going to go along with them from now on. Actually, I don't have much to talk about. At least at this point. Putting a gatherer's hut down, so that's nice. Farmers can work on a field and grow crops. Got it. I'm just going to summarize. How's that? Now we're planting crops and orchards. Cool. Enabling the field by choosing what grows there. Corn. You'll also need to assign farmers, so of course you need 3. Okay. Apparently you can harvest early for less stuff. I would assume less stuff. That shows how much oh, I see. That shows how much will be actually given to you out of the total that could be given to you when you hit harvest. You can disable or enable work just like all the other ones. Let's grow pears. So, I guess orchards need more people than normal farms. It will take a very long time for orchards to produce fruit, so we need to put that as like a secondary goal. Same with the auto harvest and harvest button. You can also cut down your entire orchard for wood if we're in an emergency situation, I guess. And disable and so on. Pasture. Sheep. And this needs how many people? 2. 2 people. If you want to move all the animals out, you can empty the pasture, or I'm guessing split the amount of animals in half. I've watched like 2 videos on this game, and I sort of know some of the mechanics, and I know that plagues are one of them, and that you want to split up all of your like livestock so that they don't all get infested with plagues. Or if one pasture gets infested, not all of them do, so you don't lose your entire stock. If there are too many animals, they will be slaughtered for meat. And we can control how many animals are kept, and how many are slaughtered, I guess. And time warp. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I was cursed for about a year. I don't believe in that sort of stuff, but every single time I tried to record a video, something just random and terrible would happen. I recorded an entire series on building an adventure map in Minecraft, and after all of that work, I had it all compiled and everything. I did it all at once, just so I could put it out pretty much all at once. And a hard drive crashed. The hard drive failed, and I lost about 3 hours worth of tutorials. So that was fun. I started doing some more like just normal building tutorials, and just every single time something would go wrong. For about a week, every time I tried to record, a dirt bike would go by, like right in the middle of the recording. Just terrible things would happen. So yeah, I haven't really uploaded anything or anything really meaningful in a year or so. 2 years maybe? Hopefully I can get back on track with this. It seems to be going well so far. Yeah. Click on the hunting cabin to view its details. Got it. Hunters will search the area around the hunting cabin in search of wild game. I think that's too many searches. In addition to providing meat, the hunting deer can provide leather, which can be used by tailors to make clothes. Disable and enable. At any food producing location, you can control the maximum amount of food to produce. Once the amount of food in storage reaches the limit, the workers will cease working. Click on the Gatherer's hut to view its details. Gatherers will search the area around the building in search of food that grows in the forest. As long as there is a forest nearby, gatherers can be a good choice as the first type of food production to use in a town, as it provides a wide variety. I can't speak today. Maybe that's part of the curse. As it provides a variety of foods very quickly. Click on the fishing hut to view its details. Each building that produces wasn't I not reading these? Yeah, okay. So this is comparing its current production with previous production. So I guess if the production has gone down, then we'll know. I don't think we'll have, like, all the fish die off or something. As far as I know. It's kind of a river. I don't think that happens. Okay, so citizens get unhappy if you don't give them a variety of foods. Press next to play the next tutorial. Okay then. Trading. Clicking on the trading post. Ooh. Can I move this around? Yes, I can. I kind of like it up there. Trading post needs to be built on rivers. Got it. Or lakes. We need to add our own stock, so we're kind of selling and buying in the same little building. So we're going to sell 100 hide coats. No, not 10, 100. Not 1090, 100. There we go. And 120 iron tools. The trading post needs workers that will move I keep reading them now. So we're assigning 4 workers. Okay, so we have to wait for them to move all of those iron tools and coats and stuff to our shop. Alright, now we can trade since we have something to trade back. So this one's selling us chickens. And we want 6 chickens. And chickens have a value of 400 while all of our stuff has really, really low values. So we're gonna have to sell it all, aren't we? Yes, we are. Alright then. You can now see the chickens you've bought in the fenced-in area. Cool. Okay, so they'll stay there until we have a pasture for them. You can set up automatic purchasing. Make it whenever a merchant arrives or leaves, so I guess make it so if you miss a merchant and it has something you want, then it'll buy it for you. Okay, so you just sort of set maximums here. And it'll just keep buying until the until the trading post runs out of things to trade for it. You can change priorities so that they'll buy more important things before not so important things. Oh, and the order, I'm guessing this is sort of like a catalog. Okay, so yeah, this is asking the merchant to bring something specific to you at a higher cost than usual, just waiting for it to arrive on its own. And we're done with the tutorial. So that's all. Okay then, thanks for watching. Leave a suggestion for our town name in the comments, and what was I doing? Oh yeah, I've got to go compile all of this. Goodbye.